Hi everybody, it's Christina from Card Making Magic. Today I'm here just to show you the new dies that are now available at CraftStash, and these are all from Card Making Magic. So you've got all these word dies, and then we have all these decorative corner dies. And the card that I'm going to make with them is quite special. So what I'm going to use today is the Time to Celebrate one, and I'm going to use the embossing folders that also come in the set. So my colour scheme for today is going to be white, lilac and lemon, and I have some mulberry flowers that I'm going to add to my card. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my A4 piece of card and put it on my scoreboard, and I'm going to score it on the A4 fold. Now if you remember in another video I told you about the leading edge on a card when you use a scoreboard, and if you can see they're not level. So that is the front of your card, because the leading edge helps you to lift it up nice and neatly. So on what is going to be the front of the card, I'm going to score it in the middle of this again, and I'm going to fold that piece in and crease that. So now we have a card that will look like this. So if you take the largest die from your die set and place it on that fold so that the points are nice and level, then you can mark off at the bottom the length that you would like your card to be, and you can cut that down now and that will fit your die. Now for this back piece you're going to need your two pieces of card. You can either put your lemon down first or your lilac on top, or you can do it lilac first and the lemon on top. That choice is up to you. So whichever way around you do your combination, you're going to do two panels for the front. So I've put my lemon down first, so I'm going to make one panel for this and one panel for that, and then layered on top will be the lilac panels. Now with these lilac panels you're going to emboss these in this folder. So all you're going to do is just put those in your folder at an angle behind that embossing. Now if you want to use another embossing folder, that's entirely up to you. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to do that one first and then this one. So there are my panels embossed, and I'm going to glue those onto the lemon and then onto the front of the card, but not yet, because inside we're going to use the other embossing folder, and we're going to take this piece and fit it inside, and you'll only be able to do a half of the card at a time. So we're going to do this and fit it across there and emboss it through your machine. Now once you've done that, you can turn the card around, pop it back into the folder and emboss the other part. Now the centre part won't have any embossing in it, but that will be covered by this die, so don't worry too much about that. And as I said, if you want to use another embossing folder, that's entirely up to you, but I'm still using this one. So there's our embossing done. We've not glued anything down yet, but we'll now get the die cutting done. So with the largest die, the one with the stitched edge, I'm going to cut this lemon card twice, and I will get both of these pieces out of this card. So there's my two lemon pieces, and then with the next die down I'm going to cut two of these in lilac. There's my two lilac pieces. Now still with the same die, I'm going to take some white card and I'm going to cut this in the white card first, and then I'm going to add the words to it, because you'll find it will cut better if you do it in two separate pieces. So there's my piece nicely cut. Now this is going to fit on one of these. The other one I want to emboss. So there's the embossed piece for the front. Now the only other thing you need is a little piece of thin card, and this is just the same card as I created the base with, and it doesn't need to be anything special. It's only a little bit wide, I think it's about a centimetre wide, and you need to just trim it off so that it's like this. So we'll just leave it like that for now. This is what we've got, and now we can start putting things together. Adding this to the plain one, and we'll just make sure it's all lined up. There we go. Now we can add this to the yellow one. Now we'll glue all the other pieces in place as well. So I'll do this off screen and I'll come back to you when they're all glued in place. So now we can add all these to our card. So we can add this to the back, and I'm just using a wet glue just to pop it in place, and that will leave just a small border around the edge. We're not adding this yet, or this, but we're just going to pop these front panels in our card. So this can go here. Now before you add the next one in, you're going to tuck in this little white piece of card. So let's just get this glued up and in place. Okay, so we're going to tuck that in just over halfway and more towards the top, and that should line up then with this join, with that score line there. So we'll add a little bit of glue under there just to glue that down, and we'll leave that to set up just for a second or two. Now while we're doing that, we can add some flowers to our card. So we need to decide where our flowers are going, and I always have a dry run first. So I've got these long ones, and I've got them in lemon and white, and I've got a lilac one somewhere. There it is. So I'm just going to shorten these stems down and straighten the flowers up. And we'll glue these in place so that they're coming down here. Now if I wanted to, I could add the white one in. Yep, I will do. So make sure they're all nice and straight. So that's a nice display there at the bottom. Now we'll find a bigger flower to put in at the top, and I think we'll use this one. This is a nice deep purple one. So we'll pop that in there at the top, and then we'll use some roses. We'll have some white roses coming down the sides. Now we've got some tulips as well in lemon and lilac. So we can add these in along here, and we'll add the tulips in along there. Now once they're all glued in place, it will look better because they'll all stay nice and straight. And we'll put this lily one in just there in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to do that now, and then I'll come back to you when I finish gluing these in with the glue gun. So once I've added my flowers, I'm going to dot them with some glue, and then I'm going to add some glitter. And I don't like these centres in the middle of these flowers, so I'm going to change that as well. So I'm just going to pick that out and squash down the wire, and then I'm going to add a different one. So I've dotted my flowers, and once the glue is dry, it will dry clear, and all you will see then is the glitter. So we'll knock off the surplus, and into the centre of that flower I've found some little dazzlers. I'm just going to put some glue in there and add this to the middle. There we go. And that's going to sit on our card. Now I think to fill in the space at the bottom, just along here, we'll add some white ribbon. So I'm going to tie that into a little bow, and then the other dazzler can sit on the knot. Now I don't want it too big. That's fine. So I'm going to fold my tails in half and cut up towards the knot, and that'll give me fishtails on my bow. There we go. Now we can tuck that in there and add that dazzler along there. So all we have left to add now are the two panels. This one is going on the front, but I want the card to open like this. So what I'm going to do is, with that little tab that's there, I'm going to fold it back and I'm going to glue that to the other piece, not to the card itself, just to the little tab. And we'll let that set up. There we go. Now once that's set and it's glued properly, take your floral panel, add some glue to this, and line your card up so that your 2 points are in that space. So just add your glue to your tab for now. Pop your card in place and press it down. So you're just going to hold that until it sets up. Now once you've got that glued in place, you're going to put a little bit of glue, whichever kind of glue you use, just underneath that point. Just a tiny spot. And so now when you open your card, those two edges will be free, but the card will bend in the middle. So if you bend that back for a moment and add it there, you're going to place this piece inside so that it lines up with your other piece. Now you may need to trim that side off just a fraction, but that's where you're going to place that card. So there's your finished card with its unusual fold. It matches the inside, they're lined up together. The card opens like this. So this panel at the front is free. That's the lilac one. This is another one that I've done in lemon and white. And I think they're really pretty cards to send to somebody for a special birthday. So the items that I've used in this video are both the new embossing folders, and this is the diagonal panel and this is the floral filigree oval. I've also used the Time to Celebrate die, and that's created two beautiful cards that will be a pleasure to send to someone. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one, and I'll see you again soon. And why not subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video? Click the notification bell and you'll always be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now.